Another day, another disaster, and oh boy, it's a doozy. Now, how do we get here? Let's find out. Hey guys, just a quick little update before we get into things. The new DLC and Season Pass have been announced. If you're interested, check out the link down below. It will take you to Paradox Store where you can buy a Steam key for Steam, so no harm done. Same pricing as the Steam store. And if you use my code and my link, you get all the content. I get 12% of the revenue. Everybody wins, and I can keep buying more of these expensive Warhammer figurines because I cannot stop myself. That said, here is the rest of the video. Hope you guys have fun. I have more painting to do. Oh god, I have more painting to do. This one was sent in, and well, all it says is the Germans broke through, encircled a lot of my troops, and pushed me to Warsaw. Alright, well, this one's up on disastersavior.com for you guys if you want to try it. Now let's see if I can do it. And it's time for me to disappear and just be absorbed by the game. Alright, so overall situation is, well, you can see it's quite terrible.
Poland, tell us about your nation's achievements.
Well, I'd heard they sent a rocket to the sun once at night. And there was that submarine with a screen door.
The army is in disarray. It is still trying to attack, but that is not gonna work, my boy. Yeah, that's not gonna work out for you. A lot to unpack. First things first, the good bits. You have a large army, if we can salvage it, and I believe we are in the Allies. So those are the good bits. Now for the rest. Now, we have a lot of rebuilding to do. A lot of rebuilding. Fortunately, that is where today's sponsor, The Hungry Mind, comes in. They have sent me a copy of their book, The Ultimate Guide to Rebuilding Civilization, and boy, we're gonna need it. Not only does this book have a ton of useful information, it is also very lovingly crafted. It feels premium, it looks premium, and it is chock full with hand-drawn illustrations just to give you all the information you could possibly need. Each one of these drawings made by an actual human. It is a wonderful piece of art, and it's a lovely conversation starter to put on a coffee table or to give to a friend who is into history, who is into the more interesting bits about life. It has a ton of information. It's chock full with lovely little details, and obviously it would not be complete without the magnificent tank, which we will be using to full effect to win this. Anyway, if you're interested in this book, check out the link down below in the description and the QR code on screen. Now, I'll be putting this one into my vault along with the guns and ammo. Facing the Axis, which will grow with Hungary and Romania eventually, which is not going to be great. Potentially, the Soviets are going to come for your bacon as well. I would personally have given up Danzig, used that opportunity to then grow by expanding into the Soviet Union, and then come back and deal with Germany. But here we are. So, what is the political situation? Lord Pavel Bermont Avalov is here, the Cossack king. All right. We're a little limited in everything. In political power, in our picks. We're going to need an infantry expert, and we're going to want to replace Sosnokowski with someone else, but right now we don't have those options. Up here, political advisors, we want to get at least the noble bureaucrat for stability and political power, maybe the autocratic archbishop for the stability, but we'll have to see. Focuses, we're doing Plan West, but realistically, it doesn't really give us all that much good stuff. Yes, we can get potentially the Prussian Guard and Sudeten Mountaineers, which is like 7 divisions, if we can get them. If we lose more land, we will not get them. Period. We'll simply not be meeting the requirements for that focus to do what it says it does. So it's not going to work out. Production is rather poor. Let's scale back. Let's just scale back something like this. We'll keep making guns and we'll make better artillery. We have a stockpile of artillery, we have a stockpile of anti-air. What are that's why we have stockpiles, because we don't actually have the equipment. Let's just include support artillery as well as support anti-air. We're a little short on anti-air, but not by that much. So we're gonna make that change. That should switch everyone over. That's that. Construction. Building over there is quite pointless. Let's build over here. Warsaw Lodz, whatever this place is called, we're gonna hold on to those, so that's where we'll build. So Bittersteel, what's your plan? I hear you thinking, are you gonna gloriously defend the Polish territory from the horrible invader? And I'd say yes, but not in the way you think. First of all, everything to the south is occupied, so it's not core. There's no real value in holding this other than maybe resources. Same deal up north. No real value in these places. They are, well, that place is a core, but like everything up there, not core territory. No point in holding core territory. If we were in a different starting position, I would hold on to it because I could then use it to quickly cut off Königsberg and destroy the pocket. We're past that point. We're way past that point. So what I am going to do is reorganize the military in such a way as to make a little more sense, as many units under the same generals as possible, and then we're going to condense the line. How far are we going to condense the line? Well, I have to say, are you familiar with the 30 Minutes in Hell? Are you familiar with the donut? Are you? Because that is exactly what I'm going to do, simply because looking at this, the possibilities for defensive lines are limited. If we extend our front too much, we risk buckling. If it buckles, it goes. I have no reserves. There is no feasible way for me to hold on to more of Poland than the core. There just isn't. I'm going to fall back and let the Allies sort it out while I bleed the Germans white. And in so doing, I will save Europe and Poland. It is always darkest before the dawn, and we will pass through hell to enter the heavenly gates. I see we have an air force. We're going to get rid of it because it might as well not exist, and we have a little bit of manpower now. We're going to lose a lot of manpower when we start losing core territory. These are cores with a lot of people in it, but as soon as the Germans take that, we lose access. This is super gamey, extremely gamey, but I'm just going to ask... I'm just going to queue up a bunch of divisions, and that way the manpower will be within this system. We're basically using up the manpower pool to put it in a queue. Once we've lost all the core territory that we're going to lose, I cancel the queue and the manpower is added back to the pool. Extremely gamey, I am well aware, but it is what it is. I'm going to use every trick I know. I get some spies up. We can use the spies in the areas that will be surrounding us. Spy networks reduce the enemy planning bonus as well as their entrenchment, so they will be good in the future. I'll accept every lend-lease they'll send me. I'm going to waste a little bit of my current political power on two things. One, I'm going to cancel Plan West. We're never going to finish it, and I'd rather get the political power. And I'm going to be spending it on slowing the enemy down as much as I can. How? I'm going to blow up everything in the area. I'm going to blow up all these railways and just slow down their ability to come and get me. Now, what I'm going to do next is wait until we meet the requirements, and we'll do prepare for the inevitable, which gives us factories, and it gives us 10,000 guns we can use for the desperate defense of Warsaw. I also forgot to check Doctrine, so we are currently... superior firepower is not terrible. I think I want to go Grand Battle Plan. We're in static warfare as well, which is not terrible, but it's a bit of a trap. What I mean by that is static warfare works very well if you're going all in on entrenchment and you're not expecting to have to move units. If you're moving units around, they don't get entrenchment. If you're cycling units, and by that I mean pulling units out of combat, putting fresh ones into combat, entrenchment is much less valuable, and I think we'll do much better with flexible organization. All right, research. I forgot about research. Medium tanks, cool, but that's not going to be good. Computing machine. No. Instead, let's work on... Well, none of this is really that great. Right, this is what we're going to grab. Maintenance companies, so I can get some of the enemy's guns into my hands. We will not be able to sustain an economy while we're doing this, so maintenance companies will be vital. Along with probably just gonna go ahead on time on these guns, and I'm gonna switch my trains out for either armor trains, but I don't think I can afford them, or war austerity trains. If I'm gonna make shit trains, they might as well be cheap shit trains. Yes, if it's gonna be shit anyway, it might as well be cheap and shit. And Molotov-Ribbentrop Pact, cool. Well, it's not so cool if you're Poland, I guess. What's this? Tank designer. Cool. We're not doing that today. We are now fully encircled. I'm going to cancel all these divisions. And now the manpower along with the equipment is in our regular stockpile. So we still have some stuff. Looking at this, actually, we're positive on stuff. Manpower is flowing into our divisions to replenish. I think I'm holding one tile too many for this to be the perfect donut. Yeah, this plains tile could probably be given up. It exposes Warsaw to more attack, but it's a city tile and urban tile, relatively defensive. It does also expose this tile, but I would have more units per tile in the other places, so it's like, I think we're good. I think we're good. This is not as bad as it looks. Right, we got the Germans right where we want them. We are surrounded, which is excellent because it means we can attack in every direction. All right, we've prepared for the inevitable. Get the Polish intelligence, maybe some of the other stuff here. Long push home is great when we do launch our counterattack. 20% attack and defense on core territory is great, but it only lasts for a year. Don't want to use this up in the defense because we don't need it for that. But in the eventual counterattack, it will be invaluable. So we'll grab these 3 and then we'll just have a peek at what's available here. Stuff like standardization of equipment and army modernization, good. Doctrines are pretty good to have. And then here's some more investments. This is also nice, a permanent 5% attack and defense on core territory along with some war support. All of this is pretty lovely. Again, ground battle plan probably would have been better, but we are somewhat committed to superior firepower. If we are getting inordinate amounts of XP and I'm drowning in it anyway, I might switch to ground battle plan, but for now, we'll just stick with superior firepower and go right. So as many bonuses to basic infantry and support companies as possible. And looking at the casualties, 221,000 for Poland and Germany up to 264,000. Let's see what that ends up being by the time we're done here. Because we're winning these battles fairly easily because of our entrenchment and because we're in good positions, but this won't last and they will be aggressive. Not to mention, I think they still have this. So it doesn't look super fierce, but this can be very impactful. If they gather their armor up somewhere and throw it at us all at once, it can and will hurt. Now, this guy's got a promotion to level 4, which means I can make him an infantry specialist, which means I can then hire him over here. Now, you start with one available, but he costs 100. He's slightly better, but he costs 100. If you bring in this guy, it costs us 50. Yes, he is worse. But, and here's the big one, as he levels up, so will these stats level up. From +5 attack to +10 attack to +15 attack if you get him all the way to level 8. And guess what this guy's going to be doing a lot? He is going to be fighting constantly. He's going to gather unto himself a vast amount of experience throughout this run. So it is always a good thing to do, to create your own cabinet down here if you're expecting to be in intense war for a while. They're cheap, they're effective, and they level up. Now I'm thinking construction's really not going to do all that much for me. I think we're going to work with the spy stuff some more. We're going to get the cryptology department. The civs are really only good for building or doing spy network upgrades, and building more mills isn't going to give me all that much more because I have no resources. Other stuff to build like infrastructure, again, there's very little point to building anything except maybe like airfields so I could invite the allies in to park their airplanes over here, but even then, you know, it's a bit of a tall order. It's something I can meme up, I guess. Let's just use this to get our spy network up to snuff so we can deal with the Germans. Right now, in the north and the south, we're reducing their maximum planning by 35% already, which is fairly huge. Well, this is why the donut works. Look at the casualties. A defender usually barely takes casualties, and the attacker, if he doesn't win, gets absolutely mauled, and we're gonna keep doing this until they get tired of it. While I'm working on the spy agency, gonna grab some cryptology. Alright, we got the maintenance companies. Now, if I just slap these in, I am roughly roughly 1,500 support equipment short. I can't do that. So I'll have to give up the engineers to get maintenance companies. I can afford that change. And then once we have sufficient stockpiles, because I've stolen everything that's not bolted down, I can put the engineers back in. I think we'll do this. Oh yeah, it's costing me a lot of entrenchment, but I think it's worth it. And I'm gonna switch to ground battle plan. This was a mistake on my part. My old romance with superior firepower, until they've changed the doctrines soon, by the way, I think we'll just have to accept the ground battle plan. It's simply better. Alright, we've researched better guns, but now the dilemma. See, I make 6.4 per day because of our total lack of steel, but we do have a relatively high efficiency. If I switch out to the new guns, they require, I believe, more steel? Yep, they require more steel, cost more. They are better, yes, but they won't have efficiency. So I'm not switching over to the new infantry equipment because I cannot afford the steel cost. I'm not going to add more factories to this line. I'll start up a new line below it if we ever get the factories for it. But I cannot... There's no point in switching over. I don't have the steel. Which reminds me, I also finished the war austerity trains. That should cost a little less, so I'll be able to make more of these. Alright, that's 5% attack and defense on core territory. A little bit of war support. Nice. Alright, we got a double problem. Well, one problem. We got strikes. I could deal with the strikes now, but it would cost me 150 political power, give or take. I want to spend that first, so I'm going to hire a political advisor, the noble bureaucrat, stability, political power gain. Good pick. And now I'm going to absolutely decimate what little political power we had by clicking this button. Heroes on the propaganda front. Wait, propaganda. Just whatever. Bottom option. I want the strikes to go away. My industry's already shit. I can't afford it being, you know, even worse. Alright, here it is. They've gone for Luxembourg. So the rest of these guys are going to follow. Let's see just how badly the Allies fuck this up, or if they manage to hold on. We have already done sizable damage to the German military. We're distracting a large number of their forces. If this goes well, Germany crumbles and we come back. If this goes poorly, we're probably turbo fucked until something else happens in 4 years. But maybe if the distraction's big enough, we might be able to claw like one state back, maybe Kielce for the steel. We'll see. Actually, it's looking pretty good because they didn't really commit all that many troops here. I think Germany might have just screwed up here. Let's see if we can make their problem worse. Alright, little expansion. It's not massive, but it is respectable. If we can get Kielce, we got some steel. With that, we have a little bit of steel in our coffers, I believe. Alright, let's not push across the river. That might be risky, but if we can sit on the river and then take more of the stuff here, Katowice and Krakow, that could be good. Alright, little pocket, but it's something. Okay, okay, we've taken Katowice, so we got some steel, we got some factories. All right, another little pocket, yes. Now this line is so much thinner though. If the west folds, we have a problem, we'll have to peel back to our little donut. But if the west holds and even pushes, we are perfectly primed to take advantage. Let's make this work. Long push home. That is a lot of attack and defense on core territory. We can do the ultimate supporting action if we do this. We can do so much for the Allied cause and, of course, the Polish cause. That might be enough to bring us home. Yes, 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 yes. Look at them. Look at them. They've completely overextended. Oh, no. No. I captured too much of my own territory. I'm no longer 60% towards surrender. I guess I don't need it then. I can get the plan west and then some extra troops from the Sudeten Mountaineers and Prussian Guard now. The rest of this stuff isn't immediately valuable, though factories are always nice. Oh yeah, Germany's buckling. They have overextended and now they're paying the price. Let's head to Danzig and Gdynia, head to the sea. All right, we are in Gdansk and soon we will also be in Gdynia. You move in and encircle Gdynia, capture those 3 units. Alright, so far so good. At least it looks a bit like a country again. This is going to be a bit bold, but if we can make it south, though, that would be... I don't want to say death blow, because I think the death blow has already been dealt. It's just a slow collapse. You never really know. The Allied AI is really good at snatching defeat from the jaws of victory. I've got the German cipher. I'm going to reveal it. It's a bit all or nothing now. Big play, 2 or 3 more tiles, and we can, in fact, make it to that border if we just play our cards right. Up there, we're weird things, but that is another potential. I don't know why. Did I give that order? I don't remember giving that order. I genuinely do not remember giving that order. In any case, it's gonna be a free encirclement, so I'll take it. Okay, and we have made it to the border with Hungary, who are still neutral. I could go for broke. They have a lot of ports, and they could get a lot of their troops out, which I suspect will be their goal. But I'm going to see if I can just make an offensive there. I'm gonna battle plan it and see what happens. All-out assault, see what happens. The more pressure we pile on, the better. All of this because we conserved our manpower. Instead of trying to defend everywhere, we defended the area that I was confident we could hold. He who defends everywhere defends nowhere. And if you lose land but keep troops, you can get land back. If you lose troops to keep land, oh, you're gonna lose both eventually. Romania just joined the Axis. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. As long as Hungary doesn't join, it's still okay. We're outside Zelo. We're so close to Berlin. Complete the Bermontian mission. I'll do that. These attacks into the Sudetenland fortifications are probably suboptimal. Doesn't matter. That's Berlin. Polish forces will seize Berlin. Uh-oh. No. Polish forces will seize Berlin. Not the Dutch. Not the Dutch, nor the Belgians. Polish troops are going to take Berlin. East meets west, and that's it. Berlin taken by the Polish military. Good God. Yes, I'll take your Lend-Leasing compensation. Magnificent. The fall of Berlin. This juggernaut cannot be stopped. You're damn right. To Riga and then up to Tallinn. That's the second Vienna award. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Horthy, don't do this. Horthy, don't do this now. Horthy's an idiot. All right, delete the front lines, reconstitute the front line. It's now one really big front line, and we're gonna have to kill everybody. Yeah, this entire southern bit's now somewhat undefended. A little annoying. I forgot to draw the line properly. Oh no, redeploy. It was at that moment he knew he fucked up. Oh, and then there's troops up there near Stettin. Look at how incredibly based Bermontian Kingdom of Poland is. Oh, doing so well. Soviet Union demands the East. Not now. Not now, Stalin. No. Oh, Bulgaria is also in. Great. Yeah. I don't have troops. I don't have equipment. I think... Yeah, we need to crush this last German opposition, and we need to crush this quickly. Oh, alright, we'll crush that. I may have overextended. Also, this is the stupid line I have to go through. These Sudeten fortifications is such a massive pain in the ass to deal with. Alright, up north, everything's dealt with. Alright, just throw everything to the south. Alright, time for boldness. I don't want to go through allied lines. That is annoying. I'm gonna do the dumbest thing I could possibly do. Concentrate my entire military around here and drive them right through the juicy inner bits of the remaining German forces. Is there supply there? We have the notion of supply here. How is manpower? There has at some point been manpower in this country. Yes, I can attest to that there once was manpower here. I'm gonna just strip the entire line bare. I'm gonna try to rip the heart out, mostly because I'm just that annoyed with the situation. I'm not gonna pretend that this is somehow a magnificent play on my part. I'm just really annoyed. I want this to be over. I also think it could be incredibly funny if we do this. It could be incredibly funny if we do this. See if we can get the Prague this way. It would be so funny. Also, where's all my manpower? It's all gone. We've literally spent all of it in this attacking frenzy. All right, so bit of a shame. I got plenty to keep me going though. All right, let's just rip the heart out now, if you will. And I can hear you, Bittersteel. What are you doing? Why are you trying to push through the forts, Bittersteel? Bittersteel, you're making a mistake. Bittersteel, no, stop. Stop! No, I'm too mad now. I'm too angry. Alright, we've gotten through on the southern end. I was just keep battle planning my way south into Italy. Alright, Vienna. There's a whole lot of Germany left to conquer over there, but eh. Uh-oh. Soviets have just declared war on me. Plan B. Plan B, yes. We're running, boys. Can my allies come and help me? Yes. Yes, they will. Stalin had to come and screw it all up. Stalin had to come and screw it all up. I guess we're gonna be here for a couple more days then. And now the Allies are in such disarray that the entire line is crumbling. Oh god. Alright, this whole situation is turning into more of a pain in the ass than I was really ready for. I've got 12 divisions here doing the Allies' job, because apparently Allies are entirely incapable of finishing the job here. I've got another 12 divisions here to deal with this mess, because once again my allies are entirely incapable of finishing the job, and the rest of the army has retreated to the Vistula line to hold off the Red Menace. Yeah, this is great. We had them by the balls. It was over. Oh, I lost Katowice. That's my steel. Britons decided to just go back and sit on their island. The Dutch and the Belgians do literally nothing with their army, and it's just the French. Yeah, my beloved allies are not even committing air support anymore. It's just, why? Why is the UK's AI this stupid? I get it. The UK doesn't commit to the continent before a certain date, because otherwise two things happen. Usually, France holds forever, Germany grinds to a halt and dies, which is what we're currently witnessing. The other option is Britain loses its entire land army with the fall of France, and that's bad for the British. I get it. No support whatsoever. So now I'm getting creamed by both Axis and Soviet air, and the AI on my side does nothing. Literally nothing. Yeah, the Allies have proceeded to lose every single bit of land I conquered for them in southern Germany. Yeah, I'm out of manpower, I'm out of equipment, I am out of political power because I keep getting strikes. Oh great, we lost Krakow. Sweet. And no, we can't retake Krakow because they got a shitty little tank division on it, so great. So we were actually almost right back where we started. Everything is awful. I have no more manpower. I have nothing. I'm sort of losing it. Just seeing how inept the Allied AI is just, it's throwing me for a loop here. It's making me very angry. Alright, took me long enough. A little encirclement here. It's not much. It's certainly not much, but it's gonna have to do. Everything I was relying on the French to hold, all that bloody pushing I did through Czechoslovakia, like the absolute moron I am, has been thrown away. So, through the miracles of reinforced memes, we have lost Warsaw, but I think I'll be able to quickly retake it. I've lost Radom. I'm sitting here and tearing my own hair out, just in absolute fury. I am so angry because this could have gone so much better. Ryan is to reinforce Warsaw. Let's see if we can hold it this time. You can clearly see where Britain's priorities lie. It's in garrisoning the Egyptian coastline. We have dealt with most of the eastern flank of Germany. They have reconsolidated the core, so they're not quite at the edge of capitulation anymore. They are weak, they will die, it's just gonna take a little bit longer. And I am under tremendous, and I do mean tremendous, pressure from the Soviet Union, who are very eager to see this whole thing ended. With this we'll take Karlsruhe. At least that's done. Alright, this is just not happening. We are cooked, chat. We are cooked. I think I'm gonna call Polish-Estonia a war. There's just too many units locked up there. The Allied AI keeps funneling troops in for no reason, and they're not really tying down all that many Soviet troops. If they can cause things to be a little more hectic for the Soviets, all the better. If these guys could then start attacking outwards, hallelujah, hello. And they've just pushed through again. Oh, they just keep pushing right through. Their shitty little tanks are quite annoying. They're quite annoying. I can pierce them if I have the AA, but my industry is... I take inordinate amounts of casualties because I'm constantly under attack, and I'm not really ever able to catch my breath or recover in any way. And the Lend-Lease coming in is simply insufficient as well. Plus, it doesn't help that I have been at negative political power for the last 6 months because I constantly get stability events. I think I'm gonna lose Warsaw. But on the bright side, if you look at the strength bars for the Soviet Union, they're also, you know, talking about devastating, right? So they're taking a beating doing this. It's just that they're far better equipped to deal with this kind of beating. They're used to it. For me, it's the worst day of my life. For a Soviet soldier, it's Tuesday. I'm gonna make one change that I probably should have made a little while ago. Since stability has fucked me like 3 times already, causing me to lose 125 political power, I'm gonna switch out bold attack. Bold attack is really great because your generals level up a lot, and when they level up, getting extra attack on them is just the bee's knees, as they say. But I would much rather be able to use more political power to fix more of this country. I have more people to hire up here, I have more people to hire down there. I have some stuff that needs doing, is what I'm saying. And I'm going to replace bold attack with political loyalty, which is not good, but it does offer one benefit. It increases the rate at which stability scales with party popularity. Party's not that popular, but they have a plurality of the vote. Well, vote, you know. And that does mean our stability now just goes up by a significant amount, enough to push us over 50%, meaning we are now safe from strikes. And with that, we've lost another fucking tile. Alright, if we sit here, we're gonna die anyway and have to play government in exile. Don't want to, bit embarrassing. I'm gonna try an offensive here. Counter-offensive into Torun and see if I can encircle the 9 divisions over there. Of course, I'll probably have to fall back to the river, but if I can get some kills, if I can score a couple of destroyed divisions, get the equipment out of the divisions, obviously, we might be able to reduce the pressure on the line, because Warsaw is in grave danger. The French are utterly unable to effectively push this. I have no idea why the French AI isn't more aggressive. They've allowed all of this to consolidate again. The Belgian AI has just decided to park everything here. Yeah, and over there, this offensive has just immediately ground to a halt for reasons that are... I don't understand what they're doing. On a desperate move, since nothing else is working, I've brought a couple of troops back to this side, managed to weasel my way to Nuremberg, and that date cuts apply to all of this. So we're close to a large-scale encirclement. Poland is also close to absolute devastation. Warsaw's been bombarded into the ground. Everything else is just complete deadlock. And Japan's just gone to war with the Philippines. I guess we're close to having some American help here. Completed that encirclement. Get the troops over. Stand here. Got them trapped. Thank God for that. It looks like the Allied AI is woken up. They're dealing with Italy. Oh, yeah, they're losing Greece. Great. Oh well, fuck Greece, I guess. Soviets appear to have stopped attacking. Maybe I can link up with the main front, or like the naval landings they've done over there. All right, that is the whole thing linked up. And this is like 40-ish divisions, maybe 50 divisions we got trapped here. With a little luck, tiny little pocket here, maybe? Putting up an obnoxious fight, but yes, tiny little pocket, I'll take it. That old tiny, it's like 13 Soviet divisions. Yes, that's like 50, okay, well, how many was that? 60,000 manpower, Germany down to 46 divisions. Oh, that's 100,000 manpower cleaned up and some equipment recovered. I guess that's good. Please, Papa USA, may I have a bailout? Yeah, I'm not joining that war, though. I have no desire to fight Japan. Oh, yes, the Freedom Train is heading my way. Yes. All right, let's see if we can get to Munich. I need my BMW. All right, sweet. Down to Innsbruck. Maybe we can get another encirclement in. All right, I think I can trap them in the mountains here. Or not. It's gonna depend. Probably not. Oh, they're so close. 90% of the way there. Alright, this Alpine fortress encircled. We've taken the pass. Let's hold it now as well. Kill that off. And we just gotta set course for Vienna. I think if Vienna falls, if I can punch through to Vienna, it's over. Let's just break the German cipher for the last push. Alright, we're gonna take Vienna. It's done. We've defeated Germany. There we go. They had nothing left. I don't know how much better that makes any of this, but I guess we'll just attempt to deal with the Italians now. Let's get all of these guys over to the mountains and see if we can get through. Obviously not ideal. I should be using mountaineers now. I've almost got the army experience to set that thing up. Holy shit, we're going through it. We're going through. I kill off that division, and I'm then redirecting all of these troops to northern Italy, just for fun and memes. Alright, we've made it to Venice. Keep pushing, keep pushing. Yeah, there goes Budapest. They've just weaseled their way through Romania. Hungary. Hungary's gonna fall, but that's gonna extend the border with the Soviets, which is, you know, not amazing. No, there goes Mussolini. I wonder if he'll become my puppet. Oh, look at that. The Greeks have fooled the Italians and Bulgarians once again. All right, things are actually looking up. All right, the Italians have done their Italian Civil War, and they're our puppet. Sweet. All right, finish off the fascists now. Run down, and we'll win that war at least. Oh my god, it's just Italy. No, it's Bulgaria as well. Now, Bulgaria is now a major. Alright, this last central bit of the axis also encircled. Bada bing, bada boom. Oh boy, I might actually lose Warsaw now. Oh, there goes Böhmen. Holy shit, that is a nice pocket we're about to create. Well, close with these guys. That's gonna count. Unfortunately, they're on like level 7 forts, which is not ideal. Do we have air? At least we have a little bit of air, so just keep attacking them. There we go. That's like 50 divisions. Give or take. That sounds like a naval invasion, but it's not my immediate concern. Let's see what this ends up being. Oh, that is 66 divisions plus a couple that have already died. I wonder how many that was. 500,000 men. There goes Hungary. Oh, I think I've gotten an accidental encirclement. Those are the best kind of encirclement. And there goes Bulgaria. It's over. All I want from this is my claims, and I can call everything else. I don't mind. Maybe make it like a puppet. Everything else I really could not care less about. Oh, I can't even puppet. That's just lame. Alright, that concludes this. There's now a new Germany, a Czech Republic, and I just took whatever I had a claim on. I didn't really, you know, go nuts. Couldn't really do much in terms of puppeting either. So we got Polish Italy, and we got a little bit of Poland. Let's see about pushing into the Soviet Union now. Oh yeah, we got a couple of our cores liberated up here, some more territory occupied, some claims. A little bit of manpower is back. We are so back, baby. We are so back. Ladies and gentlemen, despite my efforts to contain myself in the peace deal, to appease the Brits, we are once again at that point. I have been kicked from the faction. Just fine. Oh, I'm gonna create more world tension by joining your faction, so you can then kick me from the faction because I've created too much world tension. Churchill, what are you smoking? What are you drinking, I should say? Now, I do have quite a bit of a fleet here now. I did manage to secure the German fleet and parts of the Italian fleet, and think these are the Romanian ships. So we'll create a glorious Polish navy from the ashes of our enemies. Also, the French have landed in Karelia. Impressive. Let's make a couple of thick mountaineers. They'll be useful for the Caucasus front. Little encirclements like this might not seem like a lot, but it is far more difficult for the AI to replace entire divisions than it is to replace the equipment losses from losing like 1 or 2 divisions. But we do have air now, so the Allied Air Force has overwhelmed the Soviet Air Force. Now, what do we take? We'll know. It's Vilnius. And another pocket here. Soviets have killed 370,000. I have killed 2.5 million. I head north to Gomel. Down here we're through, so head down to Vitebsk if we can. If I had armor or a motorized unit, this would be magnificent, but we'll have to make do with what we have. Yeah, they captured an agent. Unfortunate, but that's the agent's problem, not mine right now. And bada bing, bada boom, everything around Mogilev and Bobruisk is now encircled and will be utterly destroyed. And our glorious new Polish navy will take control of the Baltic. We have 3 battleships, 4 heavy cruisers. All of them made in Poland, I assure you. I assure you. I guess we'll not head to Bryansk then. They have managed to stop this advance, but it will be woefully insufficient. Hit the Smolensk. Another little pockets. And we've been kicked from the faction again. You know what? If the UK is going to keep kicking me from factions, I'm going to do the Between the Seas concept. I'll make my own faction with Blackjack and Women of the Night. I don't need you guys. can do this on my own. There we go. If that idiot Churchill won't let me join his faction, I'll make my own. Anyone can join. I will make all of the friends. I'll get the Czechs in. I'll get the Yugoslavs in. I'll get the Nordics in. We'll make a glorious, glorious faction. Does Romania want to join my faction? I would like it. No! Ah, you bastards. You bastards. Doesn't matter. I got Austria in. Shit, that's all they have. Yeah, 7 million casualties in, Stalin's army's virtually gone. It's just a matter of walking to the final few victory points and we will end this. Oh, they're actually going to capitulate a lot sooner than I thought. Yay, we got friends. Look at that. Look at how magnificent this is. Yes, the Mijimorja, whatever that place is called. It is going to be great. I could pick a fight with the French. Yes. Hey, Turkey's in as well. We're actually going to turn this into a real faction. And while I'm here, let's make some more puppets. I will restore the Don Republic. Don Cossacks will answer directly to us. There we go. The almighty Don host. Hey, Alliance. I'll take it, Romania. I'll take it. Welcome aboard. You know what? I am now also going to call you to arms. Welcome aboard. Hey, they're now our ally. You know what? Does that mean you'll join my faction? What do you mean you're not gonna join my faction? We're in the war together. No, they'd rather join the allies. How unfortunate. There we go. Soviet Union capitulated. I have fewer points than I would have liked, but I'm gonna use them as wisely as possible to create a disgusting mess. I've decided to use my powers of evil for good and destroy Russia in its Soviet Union in its entirety. There's a really unfortunately positioned Russian Federation surrounded by all its former puppets, and the Between the Seas concept now stretches between the Baltic and the Black Sea, the Baltic and the Mediterranean, the Baltic and the Pacific Ocean. We have saved Poland from everything else. We can still create the Cuban Republic. We can still reform the Commonwealth. We are more than capable of fighting everything and everyone else out there. Anyway, things have been desperate twice over, but we have succeeded against all odds. We are a industrial and military powerhouse, and we are here to stay. Anyway, I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the next one as well, and goodbye.